Our beloved Bitcoin is changing as an asset class and its behavior is changing significantly. I've been talking about this for months and years already, but I want to visualize something very specific here and show you, first of all, how much we relate and how and like what directions we relate to the stock market, and most importantly, what are the signs to look for the next crypto bull market. Because I think we could be in the early stages of a bear market, and people are still in disbelief. They're refusing that this could be happening. But I want you to get prepared because it could take a while, and I also want you to give you the tools and kind of the clarity that it's not that hard to see when the bull market will start, even if you're not a trader or if you don't do this actively. And it's not something that you have just 1 or 2 days to react. And let me show you what are these things, like what I line up here and how I'm reading it. So first of all, on the top you can see the S&P 500, but this is the SPY, so pretty much the ETF that tracks the S&P 500. And down here we have the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. I've chosen those two because they line up the best way, because these two assets don't trade over the weekend like, for example, Bitcoin does. And when you put them side by side on a chart, it gives you a lot clearer information and you can make a little bit better analysis. So what am I seeing here, and why am I so excited about the potential bear market that we could see? Well, first of all, we've been in a massive bull market on crypto since forever. However, we believe that they're like 4-year cycles because of the halving, and we believe that it plays out pretty much similar every single time, and there has been plenty of evidence for this. However, nowadays I'm seeing other relationships that I believe will gonna take like primary role once we start analyzing the price, and will serve as a better indicator of what is to come. And in very simple terms, I believe crypto has become just the risk extension of the stock market and of Wall Street. Because what I've discovered is that there hasn't been a case, at least in the last like 5-6 years of Bitcoin, where stocks have been in like a bear trend or some kind of uncertainty like we had here in 2022, early 2022, and crypto has been ripping. It just hasn't been, and you can see this, dates align here very well, and you can see that the bear market of crypto really started when the S&P was quite a bit shaky and was starting to see signs of weakening trends, and obviously the signs of continuous downtrend. Because if we look at the S&P here on the 2022 chart, it started pretty much at the beginning of 2022, and the correction, I would say, ended somewhere in October, end of October. Yes, we had quite a bit of bounces on the way, as we did with Bitcoin here, down, but generally the trend was downwards, and it was downwards for quite some time. Yeah, you might say that this period here was also a bull market, and this correction that we had, it wasn't lining up perfectly. It wasn't like a bear market, but I would argue, like, look at this. This is a weekly chart, just don't forget about it. But in this period, we still had a little bit of uncertainty here on stocks. Look, for several months in a row here, so between that's April and June, so a couple of months, S&P wasn't doing anything. And look at the wicks. This is a significant wick here on the S&P. It closed 1% down, but this was down almost 4% on the week here. So again, I think it lines up quite well, and you could see the similar pattern here. I want to go a little bit back into the previous cycle. Here you go. So this is the crypto bear market pretty much from here to here. And as you can see on the stock side, somewhere around this area, that doesn't line up to the week, of course, but somewhere in this area, we still had a lot of uncertainty on the stock market. And that was even before COVID. So this is 2018, and quite a bit of volatility on the market. So this was down 13%. From here to here, stocks were down like 20%. So you could see this very clearly here now when we line them up. And this aligns perfectly with the entire bear market of crypto. Yes, we had the capitulation here, and yes, stocks started recovering first, and then Bitcoin started accelerating. And it, honestly just makes sense if you think about it. Of course, as a risk asset and after such a prolonged bear trend, we'll first see the signs of a push on the S&P, and then people will start flicking back to more risk assets. And this is 2018, and nobody, I think, was talking and thinking about this and the correlation we had with the stock market. I will exclude COVID here in 2020. I'm not going to analyze it because obviously it was a black swan. But even, right here, the bear market was marked by the collapse of FTX, and before that, the collapse of Luna. But it was like, it's a story of the chicken or the egg. Did this happen because FTX blew up or Luna blew up, or the other way around, because crypto was already in a downtrend, the weak links started breaking? And I would argue it's the second. And very clearly here, you can see it pretty much here in January of 2023, we had this, I don't know if you can see it, maybe I can zoom it a little bit, see it a little bit better. But pretty much the first push towards a bull market started here in January 2023. And this was after stocks also started making, different structures. So here we shifted a little bit to higher lows and potentially higher highs. And during this period, as you can see, this is where we pretty much bottomed in crypto. And once we had the confirmation, also crypto started accelerating. And even look at this little correction here that we had on stocks. Little, this was from July till October. So the entire summer here was down. And look what crypto did. And this is with all the bullish catalysts here, right? With the ETF stuff and so on and so on. I would say this is not a coincidence, in my opinion. It just doesn't look, it's just too clean to look like a coincidence. And this brings me to the current situation right now. So what exactly is happening right now? We had all the bullish news in the world for crypto. We went to like 100K, 108K, which is insane. Just thinking about it. It makes sense to be the top together with all the other stuff that happened. And now we're just breaking structure. We're just breaking structure on the markets. We have a lot of uncertainty. And with this uncertainty, after like 4 weeks of red, yes, we could see bounces, but even if we start being bullish, I would argue this will take a while. This will take like into the summer at least. So for crypto, usually when the stock market, even if it bounces, when it's unsure or it's not very clear where the direction is, crypto tends to go down. Not only. So the worst part about this is that we tend to underperform when the stock market is going down, but we don't always outperform when the stock market is going up. It's a little bit tricky, but you can see it here. Like stock market in this period was going up mostly with violent corrections, but crypto was going down, obviously with other stuff like we got overextended. But this is my thesis here, that we'll potentially see uncertainty and chop on the indices, and that will not give crypto the air that it needs to breathe and to clear. And as the price of Bitcoin is going up in the next 10 years or whatever, and as we pretty much become a big extension of the regular markets, this will be even more and more correlated. And that's why I advise everybody to revise your thinking about crypto, because it's been super easy to make money with crypto in the past years. Last year or two, it hasn't been that easy. And everybody comes with the assumption that this is a cycle, it repeats, it happens, it comes, and so on, so on, so on, so on. And now we're like challenged to think a little bit different. And the people that can adapt the fastest and don't hold those biases that might have been true in the past, but not anymore. Things are changing. I would guess these are the people that are going to perform best in crypto in general, and on the markets, of course, in the next coming years. So that's my analysis, guys. Let me know if you like it, and I'll see you in the next one.